alive! It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
Dominic Lawton can be wild. Welcome to the Bad Movie Cult.
This week, the film that holds a very special place in certainly Mr. Can Be Wild's heart.
It does indeed.
It's the 1997 film Premutos.
Premutos, the Lord of the Living Dead, or Gefallene Engel.
The Fallen Angel.
Yeah, of course, yes. Yeah, we all sprechen Sie Deutsch, yeah.
See.
Oh, sacre bleu.
It's written, directed, and starring Olaf Ittenbach.
An absolute genius, as far as I'm concerned.
It's a German splatter comedy film, I guess. Horror.
Zombie, yeah, special effects fest.
The DVD cover, just as a little side note, I first heard about this film through Can Be Wild. This is one of the first films that he lent to me. And the DVD cover has no one appearing in the film on it at all.
Yeah, it's an amazing thing, actually. It's the Shockorama Cinema release that I've had. Yeah. It's the second time I've actually owned it, because I lent it to somebody and never got it back, so I had to buy another copy. And yeah, there's three people on the front. None of them are in the film. And nothing remotely relating to them is happening in the film.
The Shockorama edition that Ken has was released in 2002 and was the first English dub of the film. So chances are, if you own this film, this is the copy you'll probably most likely have if you have it in the English dub.
Speaking of that, the English dub is pretty much what makes this film. Because the DVD that I've got, as I mentioned, it's got the English dub and the original German language. However, if you watch the original German language, there are no subtitles. So it is just the original German language version, which makes no sense, of course. But it's almost as though the English dub version is a totally different film, like they weren't given the script. They just made up their own stuff.
It's almost a character on its own.
Which is it's like some of the scenes in the film are actually quite horrific. They are quite nasty and they're quite like disturbing, and the horror's good, but not sure if you were to watch it in the full German language and understand it, whether there would be the same sort of comedy value to it. I don't know if we'll ever find that out. To be honest, I'd rather not watch it in German and find that the subtitles are very serious, because that's not why I love this film.
No. I say it falls into that splatter genre of things like Brain Dead.
Brain Dead, Dead Alive. Yeah,
Dead Alive for you Americans, or Bad Taste, anything like Peter Jackson-y in his earlier years, like that splatter gore comedy stuff.
It is often, it's one of those, I think, if you look the film up, it's one of the constant things. Is this more gory than Brain Dead, Dead Alive? I don't know. It's a different kind of gore. This is like dirty gore. This is, whereas the other one's like it's cartoon. It's bright red. This is sort of like black blood, dark red blood. It kind of looks more realistic in that aspect. And it's Olaf Ittenbach, the director, writer, star, producer, and it pretty much made everything. Did the tea, did a lot. He was a special effects guy. He's worked in other films where he's just a special effects guy, and it's all practical effects. And this for me is just one of his best. It's just one of his most enjoyable, especially.
Totally agree. And the film starts with a voiceover. There's quite a bit of voiceover in this film.
Yeah, and again, I don't know if that's the intended like dialogue of the voiceover. Yeah. We'll never find out. If you were to look at it as a serious horror film, it's quite complicated. Yeah, because it transcends through time, and we go through all kinds of different eras of this. But the main comedy is sort of like now time. It's actually quite a complicated film. A lot of his films deal with stuff like this, like a living hell kind of thing. But so they are also quite funny. And again, I'm not sure whether it is just because it's dubbed that this is funny. I'll never find out, and I hope I never do.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
The first decapitation in this film clocks in 43 seconds.
And quite right, too.
We see there's a battlefield. There's people on pikes.
Yeah, this is 1024, of course,
Yes.
the infamous year of whatever's going on here.
Yeah, there's people on pikes, there's stabs to death, there's someone who's just thrown on a fire whilst alive.
Yeah, he's just chucked in.
Lots of blood. There's a skeleton, it's regrowing its flesh, very similar to if you think of Frank from Hellraiser.
Yeah, I've written the Hellraiser connection there. Yeah, it's just like reverse film of the skin going back onto the skull, the head, the face, and everything.
And by the time that regenerates to a human, they then get stabbed. And then we get hit with the title card, so already you're thinking, I have no idea what the hell is going on in this film.
Without the voiceover. And the voiceover is quite poor, actually, as well. The voice itself is like almost like somebody's trying to get you to go to sleep. It turns out that what the plot is, as much as we can get from it, before Lucifer, there was another angel that fell, and it was Premutos. So Promutos was cast out of heaven before Lucifer was, and he is the ruler of the living dead, and the living and the dead. I guess he's like can affect both. Yeah, it's kind of a religious kind of thing, but at the same time, that's not really why you're watching the film.
No.
So don't let that worry you too much.
No, as I say, there's a title card, the voiceover carries on, and we meet Rudolph, and he's digging up a grave.
He's in 1942.
Yes.
so we've skipped time by like straight away. We're like 900 years in the future.
What we know about Rudolph is that his wife has died, and he's desperately searching for a way to bring her back from the dead.
Yeah, he's got a book. You know when you find a book, you read it and you think, oh yeah, I could bring my dead wife back to life with it. Yeah, that's what happens with Rudolph. He's well underway with that. He's heard stories during the war. A Russian soldier spoke of a soldier who died, came back as a beast, and there's murders, but the graves are empty. A few days later, it all pretty much sets the scene for a serious horror film. Until the angry mob turn up. And
some of my favourite characters in this.
Yeah, and the angry mob is the worst angry mob ever committed to film.
Tonight he'll pay! You're waiting for him! He'll escape! He's gonna get away! Don't stop now! Hurry! We have to catch him! Get inside! We can't let him get away! Come on! Smash it!
It's so shit. It's incredible.
Yeah, just all like pathetically delivered as they're sort of really, really lacklusterly trying to get the door down in this place.
Yeah, I mean the acting adds to it as well because they're not really doing much.
Come on, break it down. Go, bust it open. Do it. Get in there. Open it. Goddamn. Come on, we have to get in there. Get it harder. Come on, we gotta stop the bastard. He's evil. That's it. Crazy. You can't do this anymore. That's it. Break it down. Get through there. Let's go. Don't be a pussy. Come on, guys. Let's go this way.
Inside, there's some corpses because they finally get involved. They get inside after they've hit it harder.
Yeah, and we see there's a skinless corpse that's hanging upside down from the ceiling.
Yeah, again, quite nice.
Yeah, it is actually. It's a good effect.
Yeah. It's a really, I mean, obviously, as he is a special effects guy, it's pretty brilliant.
And more just amazing dubbing. You've got a lot of people saying, oh my God, very like whispered. Someone says, what kind of madman would do this? Someone just simply shouts, this is crazy.
They're all right.
We see a cross-eyed burnt corpse. His flesh is black, and his eyes are facing inwards. And one of the angry mob members gets out a picture of a cross-eyed man
and shouts, "That's my father!"
Yeah. And then it cuts again to the cross-eyed corpse.
See, so that's what makes you kind of think this is a comedy. Even in German, this is probably a comedy, but we're just not sure. Not sure whether it is the dubbing or whether it was intended that way.
Yeah.
You look it up on IMDb, it does say comedy, then horror.
One guy gets his hand ripped off straight away, and that's some more gore for
he
you.
just bitten his hand clean off.
Yeah.
And then they decide, let's just burn the place down. So they do. It's just set on fire and it burns down.
Petrol thrown everywhere, isn't there? Meanwhile, Rudolph is blissfully unaware that this is going on. He's still digging up the graves. He takes a skeleton, just as you can see the pitchforks and stuff with the gang and the torches turn on. Why does he take that skeleton? Do we actually know?
I think he's believing that is the skeleton of Premutos, I'm guessing. I don't know.
Right.
It's difficult to actually know who Premutos is throughout all of this.
Yeah.
Apparently he is the first fallen angel, but his son should get him back to humanity, and so I don't really know.
Yeah.
As I said, it's actually really confusing. If you watched it as a serious film, you'd probably not have a clue what's going on.
Actually, my copy wasn't great, to be honest with you, in terms of like how it looked. But does Rudolph run into a tree?
Yeah, he's carrying a corpse, and I think he hits a tree with the corpse, and he falls over.
Yeah.
It's like when you try and get through a doorway with a plank of wood in the old slapstick comedy films.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he does that, and he falls down. He's he's attacked by somebody who's on his own. I don't know how he's caught up with him that quick. He shouts, "You scumbag!"
Yeah, and you rat.
and this is, again, a good effect.
Yeah.
Rudolph overpowers him, and he falls back against the tree. And then he just slams a shovel into his face.
Yeah, like just below the eyes, isn't it?
And he's just, I don't know. I still don't know how it was done.
No.
I watched it again yesterday for this, and I've never known how that was done, because he seems to be a normal person.
Yeah, it's probably just killed someone, I guess.
And he gets a shovel into his face.
Yeah, and Rudolph just simply goes home.
Yeah, well, he's got stuff to do.
And his wife, you see her corpse, she's lying in bed.
Yeah, dead, obviously.
Yeah, and she sort of wakes up, starts shaking a lot, and I think she accidentally tips some of the liquid that gets poured down her throat, because the husband pours this yellow liquid he's been making.
Yeah, he makes her drink some yellow shit.
She gets up, starts flailing around, knocks some of the yellow liquid onto the corpse he dug up, which is on the floor. She sort of runs around for a bit in the house, and then her head just explodes.
Which is funny. She pulls her own face off as well.
Yes.
Honestly, I mean, the special effects in this are fantastic. And I'll keep mentioning it, and I probably will continue to keep mentioning it. But yeah, she pulls her own face off, and then her head just explodes. Do
we know what the budget was for this? Because it seems very, very low budget, but the effects are very, very good for the budget.
I would imagine the entire budget is on this, because, as I say, like he made it all himself, didn't he? So it's like, plus he's in it, so it's like they run out of budget for actors as well.
Is he in all of his films, or just the first few? So he was in that other one we watched, wasn't he?
He's in quite a few of the earlier ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got him in a couple of the others. I'm a big fan, by the way, of Olaf Ittenbach, which is why we're talking about it like this. I've got quite a few of his DVDs, just bought his new Blu-ray release as well, which I believe there's another one coming at the end of this year. But No Reason has recently come out on Blu-ray, Unearthed Films, and that's horrible. But he's brilliant. He's brilliant at what he does. He's not in that one. So I think it was just the first ones. Couldn't really afford to pay actors, so he's in them.
Yeah. Does a good job.
I like him. He's actually quite a likeable character. He's got a likeable face. If you're out there, Olaf, I like your face.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
Yeah, and the angry mob break into the house, and it looks at this point is that Rudolph set up some sort of Home Alone style booby traps.
Yeah, like Nightmare on Elm Street, where Nancy sets up she looks like home protection stuff with a sledgehammer attached to the ceiling and everything.
Yeah.
But it also helps Rudolph out that the angry mob are still as shit as they were at the beginning.
Yeah, it's their gunshot that actually sets the trap off, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like the first guy into the room just falls over, shoots nothing. It ricochets off a couple of things, hits a rope, which disconnects a pickaxe that's attached to the ceiling, and it's straight into his own eye. You know, the usual thing.
Yeah.
I've got one set up by my front door.
Yeah, and then there's the mayor as well, who seems to die from a ricochet as well.
So, somebody else shoots, but we're not sure why they're still shooting after that one. But somebody else shoots, and that ricochets off, and that shoots somebody square in the head.
Yeah, which I believe is the mayor. Like he was the main man at the beginning.
It is, because somebody says, "You killed the mayor, you monster."
Yeah.
Rudolph's still saying, "Oh, I can bring him back."
Yeah, he keeps apologising, doesn't he?
He's just basically saying, I can bring everyone back, so if anyone dies, I can just bring them back, so leave me alone.
The mob is shouting, "Kill him! I want to see his blood!"
Don't let him live.
Yeah, we will chop you up.
Don't let him live.
And the
easier way of that is just shouting to kill him, like somebody else has already done, but,
Meanwhile, the body on the floor that had the liquid spilled on it suddenly comes to life and gave me my first laugh out loud moment when I was watching it, because it raises up and it bites one of the guy's dick off.
Yeah, immediately goes straight for the groin, because that's the sort of like height it's at. It's just sat up. So
yeah, bites its dick off, and then in response to that, the guy who's had this happen to him just simply shoots himself in the head.
Through the mouth.
Through the mouth. He screams, looks around, and then just shoots himself in the head.
Yeah, that's probably what would happen.
It's just
you get your penis bitten off, you're going to shoot yourself in the mouth.
It's just such a ridiculous reaction. Like instantly just thought, oh well, and just shoots himself in the head.
Well, it's a decision you've got to make. It's split second.
The mob, they kill the zombie that's on the floor that's just attacked one of their mates, and they then turn their guns onto Rudolph, who's still trying to apologise.
They're still saying, I can bring him back. It's like, I think that's the problem, Rudolph.
And then there's someone that says, "Let's burn the shack down."
I want you to play that. Because
I will.
His voice, that's a good impression. I've been working on my impression of him. We'll see who's his best when you play the real soundtrack. He just says, "Let's burn the shack down." So you can play that now.
Let's burn the shack down.
Yeah, throws gasoline everywhere, then he gets a match out of his jacket and sets it on fire. Ends up setting the person in front of him fully on fire.
And I think it's the same guy that said you killed the mayor. Yeah. Shouts, "You set fire to the mayor's son, you moron."
Yeah, and he's like, "Who, me?"
And pulls a really stupid face.
Yeah. So it's a bad night altogether for the mayor's family.
Yeah.
He's died through his own people shooting him, and then his son's died through his own people setting him on fire. Rudolph somehow is still alive. He's been shot about 60 times, I think, but he's still alive, and he's trying to get, drag himself to his feet as the house blows up. Worth pointing out that I think half of the gang trying to stop Rudolph, who's just one man, I think half of them died by their own people being ridiculous.
As I said, the worst angry mob you've ever seen on film.
Somebody put him up! Set fire to the mayor's son, you moron! Who, me?
You spoke about in other films that we've watched where you were expecting it to be a really good film and it turned out to be really, really bad. Was this one that you bought expecting to enjoy it for being bad, or did you buy it thinking it was going to be
I honestly don't know with Promutos. I can't remember whether I already knew it was going to be funny. All I can remember is I knew it was gory.
Is that what made you buy the film, was the gore thing?
Yeah, so I bought it because it was... I used to go through, search out gore films and what people recommended, and that was on eBay. That was, years and years ago before you can actually just search a film and it shows up regardless. You have to actually really, really try.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I'm really, really pleased I found this.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
We meet Mathias now. This is played by Olaf Ittenbach.
Yes, the man himself.
He's reading a sign outside a building and whilst cleaning his teeth with his jumper.
Yeah, it turns out he's going to the dentist.
Yes. There's blood coming out of the sort of rinse thing that, they stick in your mouth.
The suction pipe thing, to clear the saliva. But he has hallucinations all the way through that you're not really sure what the hell's going on. This is his first one, and he's actually wide awake on this one. The rest of them, he's kind of had some sort of impact to make him sort of groggy and not know. But this one's his first one where he's just normal.
I mean, I'm guessing this is a kind of a precursor to the fact that Premutos is coming to do whatever he's going to do to Mathias, I guess, which is why he's seeing all this stuff. He also starts scraping his teeth and he starts screaming about it. I mean, this is the first inkling you get of the Mathias character, which is quite a whiny, pathetic character.
As a little extra, a fun fact, if you will, Olaf Ittenbach did work as a dental technician.
Oh, really?
Yes. So, I'm just not sure whether he likes dentistry in such a way that he puts them in his films, or whether it's a connection that is just random.
What was the films that he did for other people as a makeup artist?
I don't know whether you'd actually know them. I mean, a lot of them he actually just did himself.
Yeah.
He did Le Petit Mort, which is the Little Death, which is horrible, actually. I've got that. It is horrible. He only did special effects on that. But a lot of the stuff he's done special effects on, he's actually also gone on to direct as well.
Yeah.
Whether it was always the effect that he wanted, or whether it was just whatever. But he started off, I think he's done, Blood Rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, the adaptation of a
Uwe Boll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He actually did the dental prosthetics on Blood Rain.
Right.
See, he's a dental technician.
We get shots of the German village and countryside as he's going along on his bike. He shouts, "Hey, Sandra," just before he flies over the bonnet of a car that's parked.
Yeah, he just immediately hits a car.
Yeah, and that actually triggers another of the flashbacks. I say these happen throughout the film, and this is the Bavarian forest in 1293.
1293, if you remember that.
We see Mathias, he's walking, he sees two men in the snow, one dragging the other, one falls down, collapses into the snow, and the guy turns and says, "Stay away, we're marked for death."
Yeah, it's a good film. Steven Seagal. He doesn't turn up, obviously, at this point. Yeah, Dom's just showing me his notes, and he says, Steven Seagal, I bet Ken mentions it.
And surely enough he did, because I heard it and I was like, Seagal's chasing them.
Yes, you win, yes. Seagal obviously comes running through the snow.
Snaps their neck, a wrist, sorry.
Breaks their wrists and throws them back into the snow. Sets fire to them, walks off.
Yeah, turns out they don't mean Steven Seagal, they mean the plague.
Yeah, marks for death, as in we've got the plague.
They're the Black Death, and he ends up running away from them. He sees sort of a man in slow-mo on a horse. Don't know what he says to him.
Not sure. He rides off past him and does shout something, but it's really slow motion, distorted voice, and I've never known what he says.
No, me neither. And then we see an old woman asking if it looks a bit like my dad, to be honest. Asking if he believes in God and that a new God is coming, and we'll need to sacrifice to attract His grace. And after saying that, she pulls a head out of a bag. Like a decapitated human head out of a bag. That's enough to wake him up.
Yeah, and then he's just like, oh, bloody hell.
Sandra slaps him in the face. He asks her, "Are you busy this evening?" And she says, "Yes, I've got to iron dirty laundry."
Yeah, that's not the way you do laundry.
No,
you clean it. You clean it, then you iron it.
Yeah.
So Sandra, I don't know what she's thinking.
No.
I don't know whether she's on the spot. She's thinking of a reason that she can't see Mathias
on the blob.
Perhaps, yeah. Perhaps she is. Either way, that's a stupid thing to say.
Sorry.
Not stupid. Not stupid what he says. So, can I come over? No. Okay. End of scene.
Well, at least he knows when he's defeated.
Yeah. I mean, fair enough, he still tries. Maybe he could help her iron the dirty laundry.
Yeah, that would be nice,
wash
wouldn't it?
Maybe do some washing first so she can iron clean washing. I don't know.
It's at this point that we get introduced to the best character in the film.
yeah, we're straight in.
Which is the stepdad.
I've actually written Dad, best character, immediately after No, okay.
Yeah, the stepdad Walter, his name is. And you hear there's military music playing.
At all times.
He says, "Hey, soldier, what happened to you?" The mom says, "Mathias, did you congratulate your father?"
Yeah, she shouts a lot of stuff from that window.
Yeah, and Mathias says, "Congratulations on your birthday, Dad." And the dad says, "Let's skip the sentimental bullshit."
Hey, soldier, what happened to you?
I'm not a soldier, Dad.
Come on, my son. Of course you're a soldier. It's about time that you get drafted. Though I think that the Army has lost its edge. What the youth of today needs is some serious discipline and values. When I remember the old days...
Yes, Dad, I know. Everything used to be so much tougher.
You bet. You kids know nothing of the hells we suffered.
Mathias, did you congratulate your father?
Congratulations on your birthday, Dad.
Let's skip the sentimental bullshit.
I did ask at this point, how old is Mathias supposed to be?
Yeah, I asked. I thought that the first time I watched it.
And the mum refers to him as a child later.
Yeah, he is very whiny. Again, you kind of think it's just because he couldn't afford another actor. So he's just done this film himself. And
Yeah.
I might as well be the character.
He's looking through his his drawers at this point, and he's like, "Shit, where's my soccer shorts?"
Yeah, and again, you can't see him saying anything.
No.
It's from the rear shot, so it may or may not have been dialogue to begin with, but they've added dialogue. This whole thing's a mess.
Yeah, he's really pissed off that someone's cleaned his closet for him. He opens the door to his bedroom, and he's like, "Mom, where's my goalie shorts at?"
They're in the washing machine, to which he replies, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, I need them for the match.
Yeah, and then, if you think those voices are stupid, wait, because here comes his sister.
This is what we're talking about, in that they must have had one female to do all of the voices, and this is the voice she decided to do for the sister.
Shit! Where's my soccer stuff? When will they ever learn that my stuff has to be down here? I can't find anything. Fucking mess. Shit. Mom!
Yes, what is it?
Where are my goalie shorts at?
In the washing machine.
Holy shit! I need them for the match.
I'll fix them in a minute.
Yes, hurry up!
Relax, I'll try and fix them for him.
And then Mathias says, "Yes, hurry up," and then slams the door, and he just storms away.
The thing about his sister is she actually looks like Robert Englund.
Yeah,
it's a very
with
unusual looking sister. That's not the worst of what happens, obviously, involving that sister, but it's just really, really unusual.
Yeah, we get a lot of like quick cuts here where we see like the dad who's getting stuff ready because he's going out into the garden for his birthday. We see Mathias, he's moaning about his shorts, and then his sister turns up and wants to show him something and blindfolds him.
Yeah. The dad digging in the garden. He's doing a little bit of digging, and then he just stops, and he rests his hands and his head upon the shovel, and I don't know if he says it out loud or whether
he does. Yeah,
I think he does, but he just says, "My birthday just wouldn't be right without planting a little tree," and then nods and carries on.
Yeah,
and. I know Dom said that I lent him this film. It was one of the first ones. I lent this to a lot of people. And to this very day, I still get a message from Jeffsy, if he's out there listening. And every birthday, he sends me, "Go plant yourself a little tree."
My next note is that's something that's crept into the real life.
Yeah, it happens. I think you send me it as well.
Yeah, I think I have.
Both of you send me that. Yeah, just telling me to go and plant a little tree.
Yeah, and that's from this film. So thank you, Olaf Ittenbach, for introducing a custom.
A new birthday custom, and I think I returned the favour on your birthdays.
Yeah. His sister asks if he's going to his dad's birthday party. Mathias says that means Edith will show up.
Mm.
And to which the sister says it's not a party without Edith.
Yeah.
Now, I couldn't really remember Edith when I watched this.
Man. Yeah.
But fucking hell.
Edith is the most hateable character of any film you'll ever see.
Yeah.
And in fact, even if you've not seen this one, she's the most hateable character of any film you've never seen. She's just massively hateable. Horrible, horrible character.
Yeah.
Yeah, so why the hell you would invite her to any party is a mystery.
You can hear Mathias' sister struggling with something. What could that be, Ken? As Mathias is blindfolded.
Well, I'll tell you. It's a bondage outfit. that when he takes the blindfold off, she's standing in front of him in bondage gear. It still looks like Robert Englund. Yeah, I'd prefer to have seen Robert Englund in bondage gear than her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then she says, it's for Taco later. Now, Taco is her boyfriend and not just a Mexican dish.
That'd be weird, wouldn't it, dressing like that to go to get tacos?
To go and eat.
Yeah.
Go and eat Mexican.
Well, I also really like that the dad is speaking out loud at this point, and he as he's digging, he hits something, and he says, "What the hell is that? Maybe it's a bomb from the last war." So he starts digging again, and he says...
Yeah, he gives himself a couple more options after that, doesn't he? Because he's not sure it is. So what else could it be?
He said, what in God's name could it be? Money, gold, diamonds, maybe even Hitler's diaries. He's gone through the whole thing there.
Yeah, I mean, that's the 4 items I'd tick off my list if I ever find something.
Yeah, and he opens the box, but we don't see it because we cut back to the room with Mathias and his sister, and Mathias says, what the hell is this?
Yeah, which I thought as well. I thought that.
And Mathias says he's into kinky stuff. And she said, oddly enough, I don't know yet. We'll see. I'm going to whip him real good. And Mathias then says, as Ken takes a drink from his beer, don't skip the golden showers.
Yeah.
That's an odd conversation to have with
any sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he says, anyway, where are my shorts?
They go, oh shit, the shorts. And then Mathias stands up and goes, no!
Yeah, usually reserved for a relative dying or something. But no, they've forgotten his shorts. That's the worst thing that could possibly happen.
Yeah, and he cries out loud when he sees that the shorts have shrunk.
My birthday just wouldn't be right without planting a little tree.
And then we get Walter. He's back. He's got some more military music playing. He's cleaning his rifle, and he spots a fly on the wall.
Yeah. So what are you going to do?
Yeah. What can you do?
Well, you've got a rifle in your hand. You've got a fly on the wall.
Yeah.
You're going to shoot it.
Yeah.
Just as your wife walks in the room. Yeah. Nearly blows her head off. Yeah. And she says, "Yeah, I told you before. No shooting inside the house." And he's like, "Oh, sorry." Which shows that he has been told.
Yes.
Like anyone would have to be told that.
And she's got a present for him.
Yeah, because it's his birthday. Remember?
Yeah,
because he's planted a tree. It's full on birthday, and what is it? It's well disguised, whatever it is. It's and he opens it up, and it's a new Conan sword, which, to be honest, is on my list this year. Anyway, yeah, so he gets a Conan sword for his birthday, which he is bloody over the moon with. He really enjoys that, and rightly so.
We start following a girl called Tanya now.
Yeah, we have a little interlude now where it gets boring.
Yeah.
These are bits that you could possibly watch on the old 1.5 on your control.
Because the thing is, I have no idea who this character is.
No, she's just appeared.
Apparently she's been in China for 4 years. And the voiceover when she's reading the letter sounds like the dad, which I'm guessing is the dad. I think it does say
yes,
Walter.
yeah. He's written her a letter inviting her to his birthday party.
Yeah.
From China.
Almost sounds like a love letter, though. And then she remembers dancing with someone who, up to this point, you've not met yet. So I'm like, who the hell is this guy?
It's because the letter says Hugo will be here.
Yeah.
Life has changed for him. And then, we just thought, who the hell is Hugo? And it turns out that Tanya and Hugo were an item before she just fucked off to China for 4 years for reasons unknown. But during that 4 years, of course, Hugo's life has changed. That he got married to somebody else. Edith, of course, who we mentioned earlier. Yeah, but she has a flashback to happier times. Well, not necessarily happier, actually. She's there telling him that she's going to China for 4 years. So, yeah, it's pointless, really. He just gives us a pointless scene just to give us a little bit of backstory to who the hell Tanya is. And we cut straight back to the football.
Is it a daughter of Walter?
No,
just a friend.
No, it's just somebody they know. I don't know. So we're straight back to the soccer game. Yeah, and Mathias, or somebody dubbing Mathias, shouts, "Come on forward, watch the defense." Yeah, which is a classic football shout. And whilst he's shouting all that, obviously he's got some ridiculous shorts on. because they're not his shorts, because they got shrunk, which he cried about earlier. It's like Hawaiian shorts, like swimming shorts down to just past his knees.
Bermuda sort of board shorts,
Yeah,
aren't they?
yeah, really are ridiculous. Which leads one of the crowd, there's about like 4 people watching, she shouts, "Hey, goalie, you look better without the shorts." Which, you know, you may take as a compliment. He doesn't.
Hey, goalie, you'd look better without the shorts.
Suck my dick, bitch!
I like when they recommence the game and you just hear the player saying, "Pass it to me."
Yeah, kick it to me.
Kick it to me.
Come on, go.
Yeah, come on, go.
Just pretty much everything you do shout whilst playing football.
Yeah, and also the ref sort of dancing around the place.
Yeah, it's great. You cannot possibly choreograph football. There's just no way you can. I've seen lots of football-based films or where football happens. You just cannot choreograph football.
No, it's bad,
It's
yeah.
so difficult.
Yeah.
Because it is such a natural game.
Kick it to me! Come on, go!
Foul! Free kick!
He gets a free kick against him.
Yeah, blasted straight into his balls. So he spills it, obviously, because he's in pain. So he falls to the ground. And whilst the football is loose, one of the attackers slides in to try and capitalise on that. And just kicks him straight in the balls again. It's actually quite a painful looking thing.
And it's enough to cause another flashback because the next thing you see is the old woman again, the one that severed the head. She is being held as the sacrifice, I guess.
Well, she's being burnt at the stake.
And once they set fire to her, she tells Mathias that he will be born throughout the ages to prep for his father's arrival.
Yes, you are chosen. Yeah, which makes everyone just suddenly turn around and attack him. Like they're going to take her word for it.
I was going to say they literally just have no qualms in turning on him.
You know, why wouldn't you trust her? She has just been found with a severed head in a bag. Yeah, so they just start beating him to death with like axes.
Yeah, the
swords.
first one's just like right in his face.
Yeah, just an axe in the face.
And then he's sort of bludgeoned and kicked and stabbed to death for quite a while.
Yeah, it's a good minute. I think again that's his special effects, though, isn't it? That's what it is. It is violent and it looks violent and it looks nasty, but because of the ridiculous humour of the earlier scenes, it's like whatever. Again, it's like that again. Is this a serious film or is it a comedy? You cut out all the comedy. This is just nasty, this film.
And then he actually wakes up in real life and he's got a doctor looking intently at his balls.
At his balls, yeah.
Yeah, he says, "Oh, that's some nice equipment here. Do you know what the scrotum is?"
Is that dialogue or are you asking me?
Well, that's both.
All right. No.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
The mom shouts out the window next.
Yeah, then we got back to real time.
Walter, Mathias got hurt during the match. Walter doesn't really seem that bothered.
No, until she follows it up with, "He hurt his penis." Yeah, then he cares.
Yeah, he says, "For heaven's sake, is it serious?" And then she just goes, "Nah."
Yeah, she just says, "Nah."
Walter,
Yeah?
Mathias got hurt during the match.
What?
He hurt his penis.
For heaven's sake, is it serious?
Nah.
Oh shit! A soldier needs his Johnson. He can't fight without one.
It's not that bad. He needed some stitches.
Mutilation?
Now calm down and get inside. Someone has to pick him up.
And it's her because he doesn't.
Yeah, she brings him back to the house.
Yeah, we see inside Mathias' bedroom, and he's got a kickboxer poster.
Yeah.
Escape from New York poster on his wall. We see more posters in a minute, but that's just him sitting down with his painful penis. Then we get a drunk guy just sort of staggering around outside. Some other guy on a bike just steals his alcohol and laughs, shouts, "Get a job."
Yeah.
But before he can appreciate his own abuse, he is immediately hit by a pickup truck, which knocks him to his death and then crashes straight into another car that we've not even seen.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, what? What's that?
He's a hit and run, isn't he, this guy?
Yeah, because the guy in the other car also gets, like, sort of falls out of his own driver's window to his death. And the other guy, he just drives off again. The pickup truck drives off. Unusual and totally unexplained.
I think it's Mathias next. He strips down.
We go back to Mathias, yeah, who's wearing very, very small pants.
He is wearing his sister's pants.
Like Tanga briefs, they're known as, which means there's no material on the sides, which is a ridiculous look for pants. He's also got an Untouchables poster on his wall.
Yeah.
And an Arnold Schwarzenegger, looks like it's Terminator. So he's got some film posters up there.
Yeah.
Which I don't know whether that was just Ittenbach or whether that's his real bedroom. I don't know.
Yeah. He spills a yellow liquid.
Yeah, he shouts, he's looking for some ointment. And then he just knocks over the liquid.
Starts burning him, starts seeing smoke.
Yeah. Then his parents come in, see what all the shouting's about.
Yeah.
Again, it's an absolute classic line. He says, "What is that?" And Walter says, "Oh, I found it outside, along with this book." And she said, "Why would you bring it inside?"
Yeah.
Which he counters with,
What the hell? What is it? This stuff, it hurts so bad! You poured this liquid over you?
What is it?
I found it in the suitcase this morning.
And why did you bring it inside?
How should I know that he would pour it on his dick?
It's one of my laugh out loud moments.
which seems to be a reasonable thing to say in any situation.
Yeah.
So, you could bring anything into your house. You wouldn't expect somebody to pour it on their dick. But yeah, apparently you should have thought about that.
Just love how frank the dad is. So how else person is going to pour it on his dick?
Well, he throws it out the window anyway because he's been blamed for stuff. So he just picks it up, throws it out the window.
Yeah.
Which somehow lands right next to where the drunk is. This bottle of liquid lands near him.
Fluorescent yellow liquid.
Yeah, he picks it up, he drinks it, his head explodes. Almost
instantly?
Yeah, it's just a straightforward, he drinks the drink, 2 seconds, head blows up. Yeah, that's him dead.
That's another good prosthetic there as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
It looks seamless.
It's good quality, the way they've done it. He's then told, here, read this book. I found this book as well. Read it. You like this kind of thing. So Mathias is just left reading the book with painful balls.
Yeah, this is when Edith turns up, isn't it, with a downtrodden husband.
Fucking is as well. Yeah.
The husband's voice is great as well at the beginning. It's so monotone. Like he just fucking gets given up.
He always is. Yeah.
Yeah.
He just seems so downtrodden. It's unbelievable.
And Edith congratulates Walter on his birthday.
Yeah, after being told to.
Yeah.
And she says, "I've been to New York." Which is an unusual thing to say, since nobody asked.
Yeah.
And nobody reacts to that either, except just looking at her.
And she goes dancing off into the house as well.
Yep, like a twat.
Yeah. And then Tanya turns up in a taxi, and this is the first time I was like, "Oh, hang on,"
yeah,
because I didn't think at first that the guy in the written note was Hugo from this party. I didn't actually know what the hell it had to do with anything, but yeah, she turned up, and I was like, "Oh, here we go then." Maybe some semblance of plot, because at this point, I don't know how long we are into the film, but I was thinking...
A good 50 minutes in, I think. 45, 50 minutes. And of course, when you get that far into a film, where are you going to go? Jesus Christ, crucifixion, that's where you're going to go.
Yeah. That was quite a long time as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, too long.
Yeah.
Too long. We go back to Jesus being crucified, and it's just pointless again. Somebody just shouts at Jesus. He shouts, "Hey, if you're the Son of God, why don't you get him to let us go?"
Yeah.
Something like that. And the other one shouts, "Shut up.
Yeah.
We know why we're here, but he's innocent." And he says, "Yeah, you can join me in the paradise," and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And someone else turns up and she's, I don't know. I'd much rather just watch Life of Brian at this point.
I mean, you've got... what's his name? Christian. He turns up. I think he's drunk before anything even starts. His name Christian.
Yeah. What happens after that? You see, we get all that rubbish. There's the anointing of Jesus with a suspiciously yellow liquid. So maybe we're thinking that yellow liquid brought Jesus back to life.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be one big connection that's what does it, but we're not really sure where that came from in the first place, this liquid. We go back to the party. That's when Walter gets given another gift. He opens it up. It's a hand grenade.
Yeah.
A hand grenade lighter, he says.
Just what he always wanted.
He does say that's what he always wanted. And then says, Hugo, did you think of this? Edith says, no, Hugo doesn't think of anything. He's a fucking useless idiot. Or something along those lines. That's when Christian turns up.
Yeah.
Smashes the door open. Hugo flies off and falls over and smashes
Hits
something.
him in the face.
Yeah, falls over and damages things. Yeah.
And then Edith's just sort of all over him.
Yeah, Christian, just some black guy dressed like he's from Miami Vice.
Yeah. I actually thought it was Clarence from the E Street Band.
Edith asks if he wants a drink, and I'm sure during the dialogue she calls him my little chocolate cookie.
She does, yeah. Oh, God.
Which, again, I'm not sure if it's just the dubbing team, whether it's the original dialogue, or whether I dreamt it, but at least you remember it.
No,
so,
I do, yeah.
Yeah. Then we cut back to Edith calling Hugo a useless prick.
Yeah.
Right to his face.
Hey, I asked you something.
Sorry?
What was it? What I asked you, huh?
I can't recall.
Yes, you never can recall. You're always at it, same as usual. You never know anything, and you're never really into anything, especially when it comes to performing between the sheets.
Edith, please.
Everybody can hear this. You're impotent. You don't get a hard-on. I want everyone to know that you don't get a hard-on. He just can't. You know what's ahead of you. I'll kick the shit out of you.
Now, stop that.
Okay, you can't face the truth.
Come on, Hugo. Here, have another beer.
Thanks.
She throws a drink in his face.
She does, yeah.
Yeah,
slaps him and then throws a drink in his face.
Which is we're not really sure why. But she's not happy, regardless. And Christian, he wants another drink.
Christian's been hitting the drink hard.
Then we get everyone like connecting glasses, saying cheers, but everyone says it like, considering there's about 7 people there, it must be said about 15 times or something like they've forgotten they've already said cheers.
Yeah.
And again, it's all down to the dubbing.
So I suggest that we raise our glasses to our good old fellow Walter.
To your health.
Cheers.
Hugo, stop drinking.
Oh, come on, Edith. Let him have a drink.
No, that's what I call a fine vintage.
Listen up, everybody. Next month it's our 4th wedding anniversary. So let's have a nice party again, okay?
Come on, friends. Knock them down. Knock them down.
Wait on Walter. Cheers.
It's on me.
Cheers. Edith, listen up. Have a drink.
Cheers.
But they all say cheers too many times.
Yeah.
And if we're going to talk about the dubbing, this song that they sing,
I don't even know what the hell it is.
no, it's like everyone's singing a different song to each other.
Yeah, it's horrible. Here's a clip of it.
Yeah, enjoy that.
Raise a glass to mates and friends. Forgive us reason to rejoice. A heart that never ends. Love.
I'm so drunk.
Cheers, Edith.
Fine vintage.
Enjoy
really.
it. It's really good.
Yeah, and Mathias finishes reading, and he actually leaves his room and walked into some sort of haunted house-looking place.
Yeah, he's like in a tower block of hell.
Yeah, he sees Sandra from across the street or whatever.
Yeah.
Who's sort of walking away from him, and he follows her around the place for a little bit and ends up finally catching up with her, and she turns out to be a vampire.
There's some more dialogue. Again, it's dubbing, and I don't know whether this was the original dialogue, but somebody says, "Fuck her for me." Someone else says, "That bitch is waiting for you."
That bitch.
And then And then somebody says, she needs some serious fucking.
Anyway, he wakes up back in his room. He seems fine for about 30 seconds.
Yeah, that is after she has bitten his neck.
That is literally the calm before the absolute shitstorm that's about to happen to Mathias.
Yeah, and this, as I said, like the special effects,
nasty.
This is really, really nasty.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the comedy aspects of earlier, this is like absolutely disgusting.
I think it's like the metal poles from inside the sofa he's sitting on. I could be wrong.
Yeah, there's some springs that sort of uncoil through him.
Yeah, and the poles.
Yeah, there's some metal poles that just slam through his body.
And his whole body has basically got poles through it. There's one that goes through the top of his head, down through, and then
through his teeth.
Smash through his teeth out of his mouth. And there's also barbed wire that emerges.
Wire wrapped around his face.
Yeah, and his arms.
Wire just wrapping around him. And that's Ittenbach. The whole scene's him, and the whole scene's his special effects on himself. And it is just a really nasty piece.
And then it cuts back to the party. You got Edith just being a fucking nightmare again and talking about Christian's dick.
No one can say I'm not a loving wife. I've tried as hard as I could. I have. You know I've tried. I just... Oh, he's
Edith,
useless.
That's enough. Let it be.
Okay, so let's stop the conversation.
Sounds like a good idea.
Christian. We get along much better, don't we? It's said that you blacks have some very impressive equipment. I had a friend in private school in Switzerland. She was with a black man. You know what? After 1 week, she developed a uterine contusion. But she liked it. Oh, stallion.
Somebody's dick in front of Hugo, who's just sat there picking his nose.
Yeah, Hugo does this. And again, this is like childish humour. But he picks his nose and sort of like rolls it all up, all in close-up slow motion and stuff.
It's made with some sort of wax thing or something. It's just ridiculous.
It is quite horrible.
He rolls it up into like a massive ball, probably like the size of a 5p piece or something like that. Edith makes some joke about Mathias being a eunuch because of the thing with the football that happened earlier, and laughs for ages. Like, she laughs for so long after she makes that joke.
Inga, how is Mathias doing?
Heaven's sake, my baby. I'll go have a look.
Yes, let's see if he's a eunuch by now.
Yeah, and Hugo just flicks the snot, and you get a close-up look of the snot flying through the air, and it lands in her mouth, and she swallows it. That's the sort of humour you're dealing with at this point in the film.
If you were to look at the IMDb, if you look at Premutos, the first buzzword on there is booger.
Oh, is it?
It says booger.
Yeah.
I'll give you all of them, actually. It says booger, exploding body, backward slasher, bare breasts, female pubic hair, and 75 more.
There's a soundbite for the end of the podcast right there, Ken. Thank you.
Yeah. The only one I disagree with is backward slasher.
I was going to say, yeah.
The rest of them, 4 out of 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. So booger is number 1.
The mom asks, actually, where's Rosina? Where is she? And the dad very bluntly says, probably going down on taco.
Yeah, well, why not?
Yeah. We see Edith. She asks Christian if he'd like to go for a walk with her. And he replies by just vomiting all over
just
her.
Being sick all over her.
Which is what we'd all be
on
like.
her dress and everything.
Which I think we'd all do.
Yeah, I'm very pleased that he did it.
Yeah, the mum helps Edith to get cleaned up. Meanwhile, Walter helps clean up.
Just by knocking everything off the table.
I really like that. It actually made me laugh out loud. He's trying to clean up.
I never really noticed that at all until I watched it again yesterday. Yeah,
and he
just spills everything everywhere.
And he picks up it's got like a plate full of like chicken or something. He just empties it onto the carpet, onto the floor.
Well, that's men cleaning for you.
The mom, she's got Edith in the bathroom, and she's complaining about a dress, and it's her favourite one, and she's never going to get it clean again. The mom kind of ignores her and says that I'm just going to go check on Mathias. And as she walks into the room, there's a sort of a bloody hand that just reaches out and grabs her face.
Some sort of demonic hand on the face. Never explained. Never seen again.
You don't see her again, do you, the mom?
Nope, she's out of there.
The sister comes back as well at this point, and she's bought tacos.
Yeah, here he is. Here's the taco you've been hearing about.
Oh, no, sorry, Taco. I thought she bought food. Sorry, yes. She bought Taco, the boyfriend, who looks a bit like Kenby Wilde.
Taco, as a fun fact, and it's not really that fun, but Taco doesn't speak at all.
No.
In this film.
If Ken shaved a foot off his own height, this could potentially be Kenby Wilde right here.
Yeah, well, maybe I will then. Maybe I will. I can go to all the conventions as Taco.
As tacos.
Yeah, I can live the dream.
I'll tell you what else is odd, is that we just then cut to a priest just having a wank.
Yeah, over some lesbian pornography.
It's quite refreshing to see a priest wanking over lesbian porn.
I'm not sure if it's refreshing to ever see that.
Well, it's better than...
Not very refreshing. I don't know if you should use the word refreshing to see a priest masturbating at all.
At least it's not a child.
Oh dear.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
It turns out that Mathias has stumbled upon this church. I don't know how far away it is from the house.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm guessing it's Mathias because it's a bloody hand the same as...
No, I'm just not sure if it is. I just think it's something else.
Might be, yeah, because I only say that because the bloody hand grabbed the mom, and then it's sort of the hand's covered in blood later. But the priest thinks that it's some sort of necrophiliac going round trying to molest the corpses.
Yeah, that's because he's a priest. He knows that sort of thing happens.
He's got a gun. The priest,
of course he has. Of course he has. Yeah.
I think he actually shouts out something about necrophilia, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's just shouting basically. Stop it! I'm having a wank.
Name of the pitch, get it down.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
We cut to a bar. This is a weird bar full of very odd people.
This is again a classic case of the dubbing over the original dialogue.
Yeah.
I would love to know what the original dialogue was, but I'm almost certain it's not what we hear.
I think the bartender's got a great voice.
The bartender, he only says one thing. Yeah, but it's like he's there, he's doing a bit of a cocktail shaker. Yeah. And then you just hear a voice saying, I want another lager.
Yeah.
And he says, coming up.
Yeah.
It's really deep. Coming up.
I like there's a guy in the booth as well who sees a woman walk past and he just says, I'd like to fuck you.
Yeah. Two guys get delivered drinks. Let's pound them.
Yeah. Come on, guy, let's pound them.
There's things that people don't say in pubs.
Let's pound them.
Brilliant.
Always tell me bad news. Always bad news. Nothing but bad news from you. When will you come up with something positive?
Hey, I want another lager.
Coming up. Cheers. Let's go to your place.
Here's your lager.
Let's pound it.
I'd like to fuck you.
Brilliant. And then the zombies walk
just
in.
walking so nonchalant.
Yeah, zombies just come in. And they say, and obviously we get the, we don't like your kind round here.
Yeah.
It's like there's not more zombies.
Go back to the cemetery.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Oh, if only they knew.
Yeah.
Hey, if only they knew. And then total chaos.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you doing?
Yeah.
As one of them bites his arm.
Yeah.
That's the question you'd ask. And obviously the pub scene is just chaos. And it ends with a tray from one of the barmen, possibly the manager, being thrown in a hard ticket to Hawaii style frisbee that ends up slashing the neck of a zombie.
Yeah, but once the zombies come in, it's just an absolute free-for-all, isn't it? They don't initially think it's zombies. They say, get back to the cemetery and all that stuff. Once one person gets bit, the next thing you know, the whole place is...
Yeah, the whole is just running everywhere, and it's a lot of fun.
And then we see Sandra.
Then we head back to Sandra.
Yeah, and as I say, Sandra is a character I kept getting confused with Tanya because they look very similar.
Sandra's a massively irrelevant character.
Yeah, I don't understand why she's in it at all.
No part in this.
You didn't really need both, did you? One or the other.
No,
really.
I mean, she heads to the party via the basement or something. I don't know. She burns the cake.
Who's that cake
I'm
for?
guessing she's providing for the party for Walter.
Well, they're about 6 hours late to the party, isn't she?
But anyway, she's in their basement or their barn or whatever it is, and zombies walk in, and she just immediately attacks them with death.
Yeah, she is not phased at all.
She doesn't even know what they are, what's going on. She's nothing else, but she will kill them.
Without even thinking twice, or even calling out to them and telling them to stop or whatever, she just thinks, okay, these must be zombies, and just kills every single one of them.
And there's quite a lot of them as well. She kills quite a lot of them, which is fair play, until she has her head cut off or ripped off by some sort of like electrical bloke.
Yeah, I guess it's Mathias,
I think it's Mathias, yeah.
It's Mathias looking like the fucking Incredible Melting Man in his pyjamas.
Yeah, he's got like some sort of big head on. It's a shame because when he was alive, of course, Mathias fancied Sandra.
Yeah, I like that he's in his like pajamas or he's like or some sort of like silky tracksuit.
Kimono.
Like bloody Hugh Hefner. Oh god, we get to even a more horrific scene now as well, which is the BDSM scene between Rosina and some tacos. And they're in the middle of doing that. She's like whipping him.
Yeah, she's not really into it.
No,
she's kind of just sort of like draping the whip over him every now and then.
Yeah,
that's not how it works.
And all of a sudden, the fucking wall just smashes.
Yeah,
to
the whole
pieces.
wall. The whole wall gives up.
I'm sure that's a bathroom. The other side of that wall.
Anyway, zombies.
Yeah, they burst in and she literally just fucks off.
Yeah, she just leaves Taco to it.
Yeah, she leaves the zombies.
Of course, he's restrained during this pathetic whipping.
Yeah. And leaves zombies to an all-you-can-eat taco buffet.
Yeah, which they indulge in.
Sounds quite pleasant.
I've never had a taco.
Really?
I don't know what it is.
It's about a 5'10" Mexican man that enjoys BDSM.
Maybe I will.
She bursts into the living room, still in all of her BDSM gear, and everyone just tells her to fuck off, basically, except for Tanya.
Yeah, Christian even just laughs at her.
Once the tacos are all done, they move away from the bed and break into the living room, and she actually gets a really cool kill, Rosina.
Yes, some of the one of these zombies has got a machete. Don't know where they've got it from, but they've got a machete, and they throw it through Rosina's face.
Yeah, it's great.
Which is nice.
It's a great, it's a great visual.
And only then do they believe that it's true. So much so that Walter says, "That does it."
Yes.
That's what's annoyed him. That does it.
He's seen enough.
I declare war on you.
Yeah. Grabs his Conan sword off the wall. Tells Hugo to lead the others to the barn. I like how this is when Edith decides to start being a fucking nightmare again and starts fighting with Hugo as they're like literally trying to set the door up so it doesn't, like, no one's allowed to get in.
Yeah, they say, I know why Walter sent us here. It's his firearms collection he always used to show me. That's why they're in the barn, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I like how Edith goes to storm off as well at this point and just falls over on the skateboard.
Yeah.
Hits her head and starts crying.
We get Hugo tells a story about a shoe shine.
Oh, God, I don't even understand this.
Which is, it's from Rambo.
Yeah.
I looked this up as well to see if it was literally word for what Rambo says at the end of his, like, in First Blood. It's incredibly close.
Is it?
He's talking about a Mercedes, isn't he?
Yeah.
But the thing is, what the hell is Hugo on about? What war was he in? What conflict was he in? I can't remember what he was talking about, but
something with cars and terrorism. I don't know.
But that's Rambo.
Yeah.
Yeah, he always wanted a Chevy.
Yeah.
I'll never get to drive my Chevy, is what is said in Rambo. This one is, I just want my Mercedes. And his legs were off, and it's the same story as Rambo, but in Premutos.
We saw this little boy, and he was shouting, "Shoe shine, shoe shine." So Jurgen decided to get his shoe shined, and he went over and Then the boy opened his box, and suddenly I noticed these wires. A thing blew up, and Jurgen got hurled across the street. I ran to him, and there he was, covered in his own blood, and he screamed, and he screamed. And his intestines came out, and he yelled, "I want my Mercedes, my Mercedes!" And I just couldn't find his goddamn legs.
God, that must have been terrible.
Hugo punches Edith in the face.
Yeah.
Which is a long time coming.
She says that, "Hugo, you're never allowed to talk to Tanya again." And he calls her a whore and a slut at the same time.
A whore slut.
A slaw.
A hut. Slaw.
Yeah, punches her right in the fucking face.
Yeah.
And he even gets like hero music.
Yeah, as well, yeah, he just punches his wife in the face.
She says she wants
Attaboy, Hugo.
She says she wants a divorce, and he says that's a good idea.
Yeah, it is a good idea, because god damn it, Edith.
We then go and watch Walter again kicking ass.
Absolute bloodbath.
Yeah, he calls himself the king, the master of the sword.
Quite right too. Yeah.
And there's loads of really great examples of low-budget gore.
That's what I mean. He is ripping people to pieces, isn't he?
Yeah. The zombies break into the barn finally, and it looks like they're going to just devour all the people in there. But then again, Walter turns up and saves them. Lots of headshots with guns, lots of really good effects there as well. Edith actually gets surrounded and gets taken to the ground, and Hugo just decides not to save her and just watches her get like her leg ripped off. And then
and kind of gives us a little smile.
He starts laughing a little bit, doesn't he?
Exactly.
Yeah. Is that too much? Is that too much vengeance for that woman?
No, she deserved everything.
And
then we get some more punk rock.
Yeah.
Just a punk rock montage all the way.
Yeah, loads of sort of zombie deaths, throats,
heads
slits,
being exploded, it's like shotguns blowing people's heads up.
Karate kicks. It should be pointed out by now that Christian, at this point, just decides to exclusively use karate to fight these zombies for some reason.
Well, why not?
What do you think about an anal probe?
Oh, not just now. Let's finish this.
Yeah, Walter, as he shoves her, I think it's like some sort of is it like a...
I think it's a pressure washer, isn't it? It's like a jet wash.
Is it? I thought it was like a thing for your tyres.
Oh, well, one of them.
Yeah,
either way, there's an awful lot of pressure going in.
He shoves it up their arse and turns it at full blast, and they just explode from the inside out, don't they?
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is.
From now to the end of the film, it's just like quick cuts of just ridiculous over-the-top gore. I mean, now you see Walter, he turns up with a chainsaw.
Yeah, he's got a chainsaw now out of a cupboard or something.
Hugo starts cracking wise a bit too much for my liking, to be honest, but he carries on. He says, "Hey, Easy Rider, join the Hells Angels."
Yeah.
To a guy who's in a sort of cyclist helmet. He lifts the visor up and they shoot him.
Shotgun in his face.
Shotgun in the head, yeah.
Shotgun through the visor slit.
Well,
He gets a 2-gun roll as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely pointless rolling with 2 guns, one in each hand, just rolling over.
It's like from a Double Impact.
Absolutely pointless as well, because these are zombies. They're not shooting at him.
Yeah.
So what's the point? Why doesn't he just stand still?
Yeah, exactly. I put Hugo's all in at this point, channeling JCVD and Double Impact for the floor roll.
See, what's the point?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And he dives through the air at one point as well, and lands. It's like
just
Jesus
wait.
Christ.
Just wait for them.
And he must put like 20 rounds into each zombie. It's a good thing they don't have to reload these weapons.
Yeah, and not in the face either. There's no headshots from most of this.
Yeah.
Like they didn't even know the rules. At one point, I believe he shouts, "Die faster."
He does, yeah. That's the same one he shoots about 20 times.
Yeah, which if you shot him in the head once, he would have.
I will say there's a zombie that turns up in his pants that gets his arms and legs cut off that just looks brutal. It looks horrible.
Exactly. It's all nasty looking. It's just like dirty special effects.
Yeah.
It's not your blood red, shiny stuff going on.
Yeah, it's
it
not
just
arty.
it's just dirt. It's just dirty blood, man. I've always thought dirty blood.
That was your rap name. Yeah, and of course, all good things must come to an end, and Walter finally cops it, gets overpowered, gets his neck ripped out by a zombie.
It is a shame.
Yeah, he's my favourite character in the film.
Everyone's.
And Hugo is just destroyed, he's beside himself, and he hasn't got too much time to grieve, because in comes fucking Mathias again.
Yeah, big old Premutos with his big flashing head.
Yeah, with his head like a prolapsed anus.
That's him, yeah. That's how it was described in the screenplay.
He grabs Tanya by the throat. A fucking tank turns up.
Yeah.
Now. Just smashes through the garage. Where did that come from?
Oh, well, Walter, obviously.
Yeah.
Walter's
Where's
got,
that kept?
He's got several weapons and a tank.
Just starts firing randomly missiles into the
blowing zombies up one at a time.
Into the small open space of the barn. Just blowing zombies up. Turns out it's Hugo. He leaves the tank and gets onto the turret that's on the side, kills a shitload more. And unfortunately, Mathias, who's like, what's he supposed to be? Premutos, the king of the devil.
So, or the son of Premutos. I don't know what the actual story is supposed to be about.
Yeah, well, I mean, he dies because he walks forward and trips over the skateboard.
Yeah.
And falls over.
Well, Edith did it,
And then because, one-liners galore, he says to him, "Goodbye, pizza face," and shoots him and kills him.
Well, he did look a bit like a pizza.
Matthias melts away, leaving, of course, who I assumed was Jesus.
Yeah, I think that he reforms as Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He kind of doesn't look like knows what's going on, but he can shoot electric out his hands like Palpatine.
Yeah, and Jesus.
Yeah,
which I think I read.
It looks like too much for our heroes, Ken. I don't think they're going to survive this bit.
No, they're not. No, you're right. The end. Oh, no, hang on.
Oh, got another note, have you?
Yeah, wait, because remember that grenade lighter?
Yeah.
Yeah, it turns out it's a real grenade.
Yeah.
Or something, or they already had a real grenade, in which case, what's the point of having a grenade lighter?
Well, luckily, Jesus also trips over the skateboard and lands on his arse.
And he thinks, oh, what's this? A grenade?
Yeah, he just throws it to him.
Because he doesn't know what it is, because he's from biblical times before it existed. Just looks at it really close up.
Yeah, and blows up, kills him. Burns the barn to the ground.
Yeah, everyone just explodes.
Hugo says, "Wow, what a blast."
It's clever.
Even more clever is Tanya, that instantly just says, "I want to marry you. I want to be your wife." They kiss, and as they do that, the hit-and-run guy from earlier...
Remember him?
Yeah.
Remember him who drove off in a hurry?
Yeah,
he's only gone full circle.
He turns up and plows into them right at the end there, which I thought was a really good ending, a really good choice.
I did, and that is literally the end.
Yeah,
it ends immediately there, and then we get a body count.
Yes,
a literal body counter, and that gives us how many? Can you remember?
139.
139 dead people. And this was because I always used to think, wouldn't it be great if there was a film where everybody in it died totally, even the people at the end? And I think this is that film.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Everybody you see in this film dies. And brilliant.
Yeah.
And that's the end of it.
Just looking at the runtime.
1 hour 46, isn't it?
Yeah. That's a kill every 1.31 minutes in that film.
That's superb.
Yes.
It is, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
That's incredible.
I mean, the first beheading is 46 seconds into it.
Yeah.
I'm assuming the 139 is dead on balls accurate.
Well, he made the film.
Yeah.
You'd think he'd kept count.
Yeah. Or did you, Olaf?
You're making me do it.
Yeah.
Because I can't.
Yeah.
Because I've got no record of any of this. I'm not watching it again. Not tonight.
No.
Give me a week.
Yeah. And that's it. As we say, it came out in, 1997?
Yep.
German release. I would recommend anyone who's into splatter horror, into lots of gore, lots of body horror, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you take away the humour of it, it's just horrific.
Yes.
But with the humour of it, it's just fun.
I totally agree. And this is definitely, would this be a Ken B. Wild recommends?
Yeah, 100%. And it has been, as you know, because it was me that gave you it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I recommend this to everybody. It's just incredible. It's an incredible film.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
And with that, we will bring this week's episode of the podcast to a close. Thank you as always to my co-host Ken B. Wild.
Oh, thank you.
So what did you think to this week's episode? What did you think to this week's film, Premutos? Have you ever seen it before? Is it going to be one that you're going to check out after listening to this episode? Let us know. The email address, badmoviecult@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. If you want to discuss this week's episode with other cult members, you can. You just need to search Bad Movie Discussion Group on Facebook. All links will be available in the show notes. Join us again in a week's time. We'll be back with another movie review, deep dive and film pitch right here on the Bad Movie Cult podcast. See you next week.
I will.
Dominic Lawton can be wild. Welcome to the Bad Movie Cult.
My birthday just wouldn't be right without planting a little tree.